afternoon, everyone. Sharon Michelle, Love Tea Time Talk Radio. I am live with a guest. It's an urgent situation, so we are going to talk to the community to try to help bring a resolution to a situation going on in Colorado, Weld County, Colorado. And I have on the phone Laurel Burchill. Laurel, are you with me?
Yes, I am, Shara.
Okay, great. We're gonna get right to it. What is your daughter's name, Laurel?
Halina Morley.
And she lives in Colorado, Well County, right?
Yes,
You live in California.
yes.
And there's a situation going on. Can you tell me a little bit about it, about the situation that's going on? It's a lot of stuff going on online about it. What's happening?
Well, my daughter has some farm animals,
Mm-hmm.
and she's being accused of neglecting and abusing them,
Mm-hmm.
not feeding them and watering them. And people are becoming outraged, and they are attacking her, and they are attacking me.
Okay. Well, we're going to get to your daughter's situation in a minute, but I first want to say that I do know that you don't live in that state. And do you have, are you supportive of her having the farm, or do you have anything to do with the care of the animals or the farm?
I have nothing to do with the care of the animals. I live in California.
Okay.
I am supportive. I do support her having animals, but not in this situation.
Okay.
Previously, she had 6 acres of for her animals to roam on at Mary's house, and recently Mary took the acreage away from her and had this pen built for them. I am not supportive of that, and neither is my daughter.
Okay. Now, have you seen the pictures that are circulating on the internet of the
Yes,
farm?
yes, I have, and she has cleaned a lot of it up.
Yeah, the pictures don't look good. We've talked about that. You know, first of all, you do need a lot of straw on the floor to keep the animals warm in the winter. You know about that. And I have to be honest, you've got to find a remedy for the situation. And I think there's a lot of community out there that are trying to help you, trying to help your daughter because it's really her farm. And I know there is a farm out there that I actually looked into called Broken Shovels Farm Sanctuary. They're amazing. They're amazing. You've got to look at their photos and their videos, and they're offering, if your daughter can relinquish the animals, they're offering to take the animals and be done with this whole thing and help your daughter because it seems to me, and by looking at the photos and everything that's happening, that she's overwhelmed and she can't keep up with the burden of having these animals. Do you think that?
Well, there's a lot more to this story, and she is overwhelmed. It stems from approximately 6 months of being threatened with guns, and this case going through the court system. One of the people that Mary Stevens had on her property was found to be someone that shoots at cars, meth addicts, just a lot of
Well,
terrible things. And it's a very scary situation for her.
okay. So are they all in an uproar because of the conditions of the farm? Why do you say that they're coming at her?
It started with one of the tenants' dogs attacking Polina's dog,
Hmm.
and he tore the little 20-pound dog to shreds. And I paid over $400 to have that dog stitched back together. But Halina then called animal control, and Mary didn't like that, and that's when Mary turned against her.
Okay, but okay, let's get back to the situation though with the farm animals. There is, when you're looking at the photos, do you see an issue in the photos with the farm animals? Do you, as her mother?
Well, I don't think that the carcasses should be in there. there is a reason. She has a bad back and cannot move them herself. She doesn't have the means to move them. People have offered to help, but they never followed through.
We have to be very, 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 head on with the situation. You have to understand why this is happening. When you look at the photos, you see conditions that are not optimal in any way for the animals, and that's what the people are very upset about. There needs to be a straw bedding well throughout the entire floor for the animals, especially in the winter, to keep them warm, and the garbage and the food containers, and if she doesn't have the physical ability to remove things from the premises that don't belong there, then she's overburdened, and it's a situation where she should relinquish the animals, which we've talked about. How do you feel about that? About working with your daughter to relinquish the animals to this beautiful sanctuary?
I don't have any control over what decisions she makes,
Mm-hmm.
but I have been talking to her about it because I think for her quality of life, she needs to move on. She is not a healthy person.
Right, but I think for everybody's quality of life, including the animals, that the best thing that you can do is encourage her to relinquish the animals to that sanctuary, the Broken Shovels Farm. They are willing to take them all to help you. Do you think that you can speak to your daughter and try to come to an understanding with her that it is not only the best thing for her, but if she's overburdened and cannot care for these animals, it is the best thing for the animals to be in a situation where they can get the proper care that they need. I mean, does that sound fair for you?
Well, again, she's an adult. However, I do know that she is out there on a daily basis, and she'll be out there minimum of 4 hours a day a lot of the time.
Right, but if she can't handle the burden of even removing things from the property that need to be removed, and there's some issues here. So, is there any way that can you speak with her? Like, would she speak with you and me to try to come to a remedy? Do you think? Would
I
that
don't
help?
think so.
Do you think it would help?
We could always try.
I mean, could you try now? Do you have another phone where you can call her and try to just tell her we're trying to get the community together to try and help her, to try and help the animals, to try to resolve this? She doesn't have to be defensive or any of that. She can just come on to the conversation, talk with you, talk with me, talk and communicate with the public who is trying very desperately to help her. I can tell you, I've been doing a lot of reading, going around the different pages. I know there's a lot of slander going on. I know there's a lot of trolls out there. But beyond that, if we kind of separate that from the situation, you have very, very kind people that are trying to step up to help your daughter and help the animals and help the situation. And I think it's beautiful. And like I said, especially the Broken Shovels Farm Sanctuary, the farm is beautiful. You've got to go look at their videos. The animals would be in heaven there. They would be very, very fit. They would be in the optimal care there. They would be warm, and it's really, if your daughter is having a hard time with her health, then it tells you that she's overburdened. And when you are overburdened, you cannot keep up with taking care of so many animals when you can't really take care of yourself even. So can you try to bring her on the phone and tell her we just want to have a caring conversation with the community or with just you and me to try to help her resolve the situation for everyone?
I absolutely would not bring her on alive.
Okay.
However, at some other time, if you want to talk to her, I can
All
speak
right.
with her
Okay,
about
we
it.
we could do that. We could do that. Um, do you want me to go off the live then and try and have a conversation with her? Maybe that's the best thing to do. Do you think, let me ask you this, Laurel. Can you and I try to work with your daughter to try to work toward relinquishing them to this beautiful sanctuary? Is there a chance of that?
Yes.
Okay, that is, I'm glad you said yes. I'm happy to hear that because this is very, very important. I think it is the best thing that you could be doing with everybody involved. I think that you tell me, all right, you told me that she loves her animals, right? She loves the animals very much.
Very much so.
And because she loves them, the right thing for her to do would be to get them into a situation that is optimal for them. And I believe that she would be showing her love to its capacity by doing that. And I believe that she will. And I believe that you can help her get there. I know you can because I know you care and I know you're trying. I know you've been trying. People don't see behind the scenes. You've been trying to get her to rehome the animals, and you've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes trying to get there, and I know it's hard. But maybe if I could help you speak to her, and if she knows that the community is only trying to help her, those people are just angry at this point because they are frustrated. They've been trying a very, very long time, and now they've all become very frustrated and very desperate. It's winter, it's cold, and they're afraid. They're afraid, and they see the babies, and they want to see resolution. They want to help the babies. It's simple. And you know how all mothers are when the little babies are in trouble. They're looking at the little babies and they think, they need to help them, and that makes them have that that attitude that you're seeing. So if you can kind of separate all of that and try, maybe we can talk to your daughter. We can go off the live, talk to your daughter, and try to find a way to resolve. And maybe she can speak to Broken Shovels Farm and they can reassure her what they can do for her babies, and how much care they would give the babies. And it would make her feel better. And then you guys can start a new path and she can focus on her health and what she wants to do in her life apart from this. I think that would be the best thing you could do, Laurel.
There's been so much interference with
Mm-hmm.
her life, and there have been so many names called against
I
her
know,
and
but
against me, and the allegation
I know.
that I don't know that that sanctuary would be right.
Well,
But we could always talk about it, and she may agree
but
to
here's the
go
thing.
ahead. I don't know.
I'll tell you what makes it right. It is a perfect environment for animals, and that alone makes it right. You take away all of the negativity from the situation because people are angry because they're seeing things that are upsetting to them, and they want to find resolution, and that's why they're very frustrated. So take that out of the equation and look at the sanctuary overall and what they're willing to do. If you were to say to them today, okay, we will agree to do this, and you can have the animals and we'll be completely done with this, but we want to know that they're being well cared for and loved and all of that, whatever it is that you would want. Would you be willing to consider it, or do you think your daughter would be willing to consider it if it helps her
She
and them?
may, but I don't think so.
Why do you think that?
They have threatened to come to her home and storm her home. They
Well,
have gone to the media, the newspaper,
I know,
the
but
news stations,
okay,
different lives. They, it's been horrible,
I
absolutely
know, but
horrible
you've
for
got to
her
you
and for me.
but there's a reason why, honey. It's not that they don't want to attack. They are trying to express what they're seeing on the farm. And when you're involved in animal rescue, there are certain signs of certain things that you see on a farm that is can be alarming, and for them it is alarming. So they're trying to step up and help, and they're not getting the response that they're hoping to get in trying to help. So you've got to understand where they're coming from. I understand where you're coming from, but you've got to come together, put aside all the negativity, come together to find the resolution. And that, because if everybody loves the animals and everybody is concerned about the animals and working for them, we put aside all the negativity and we focus on how do we get from A to B. A to B would be, how do we get the animals out of this environment and get them over into that environment where your daughter is comfortable knowing that they're going to be well cared for and loved, and she can relinquish them and know that she is overburdened, and that this would be the best result for everyone, including her, including them. And she would know that they would be safe, very loved, cared for, comfortable, warm, all of that. And she wouldn't have that burden anymore.
You know, I don't believe that she thinks of it as a burden.
I
To
know,
me,
but
to me, it's a burden, and to me, the attacks on her is a burden. But she absolutely loves taking care of her animals, going out there
uh,
and petting them and hugging them
I know,
and feeding them and watering them and just sitting there staring at them for hours.
but honey,
She
listen.
loves.
But if you look at the conditions when she goes home every day, the animals are there in those conditions, and those conditions are not, they're not acceptable. And what I'm trying to say to you is, I believe that she's overburdened. Otherwise, why would the conditions be that bad? You're saying that when animals are passing away that she can't remove them, she can't lift them. This tells you that she's overburdened if she can't remove that from the living quarters of where live animals are residing. And you have to understand that the animals that are being left there, when she does go home, they can't go home. They can't go anywhere. They have to be there. And the conditions are not providing what they need, um, in a lot of ways. And I'm being frank and honest of what I'm seeing. I haven't been on the farm. I'm looking at photos, I'm looking at videos, I'm collecting information on the internet. And in collecting everything that I've collected and knowing your daughter's situation that you've referred to, her health and her burdens, it is the best thing to relinquish them to a good facility that, and if you look at the pictures over in that sanctuary and their videos, I'm telling you, it's like a bit of heaven over there. I would love to roll in that hay myself. It's really beautiful over there. I'm just saying, it's a great place, and she would know that those animals are in very, 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 very fine hands. I'm experienced with animal rescue. I've done a lot of it in my life in the past, and I know good hands when I see it. And I'm telling you, they are top notch, top notch. How about
Okay,
we have?
Sharon, let's give it a chance
Let's do
and
that.
try to talk to her.
All right. So what I want to tell the public is, we are going to try to talk to. How do you pronounce her name? Halina. Halina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Laurel and I are going to try to talk to Halina to find a resolution. And if everybody can please be patient, because this is really important. It's the goal that everybody wants. I know everybody has tried many different avenues and different things to no avail. So give it a chance, because in situations like this where there could be underlining things that are going on that people are not aware of, we all know this. We have to have an approach. Um, we have to try this. We have to try it. We just have to try this love approach, and I'm going to try it. And Laurel, I know you want to try it because she's your baby, she's your daughter, and you love her, and I know you want to see what is the best for her, but you also want to see what is the best for the animals too, like everybody else does. So let's try it. Why don't we give her a call? We will go off the live, we will call her, and then we will update everybody, and we will try to work closely with Broken Shovels Farm. I know they're willing to take all the animals, which would be better because then they can all be together. The animals all know each other, and they would be in a great place, and she would know that they're all together and they're not being separated. Would that work for you?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm so happy to hear that. We're going to go off the live. Let's try and talk to your daughter, and then let's get back, and we will update everybody. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Shara, for
Okay.
your help.
Perfect. Thank you, honey. I'll call you. Actually, you want to stay on the phone? I'll go off the live, but don't say anything yet. I'll tell you when we're off. Everybody,
Okay.
Love Tea Time Talk Radio. We are going to go off our live, and we are going to talk to Halina, with Halina's mother. And we're going to work very hard with the community. Everybody come together as a community. That's how you resolve these situations. And I know you've all tried that, but we're going to try again. Okay? It doesn't hurt to try again. And we will get back to you very shortly. I thank everybody for being with us. Sharon Michelle. We will talk to you soon. Let me hold on 1 minute, honey. I've got to go out of the live. We will be back. Thank you.